So for all the work we have left to do, America is outpacing most of the world. And if we seize this moment, we have the chance to lead the next century just like we led the last one.
Yeah, so I think that for the most part it will be beneficial, but I'm certainly not an expert on early child education. But I think that there's a sweet spot for when kids are ready to learn. Mm-hmm. And as long as we're hitting that sweet spot, I think that early or on time, maybe would be a better way of saying that, mm-hmm. is beneficial over too late.
Yeah.
I just don't know that it follows that the earliest that you can begin formal education, the better. Mm-hmm. I'll cite Finland as an example. There's been a lot of comparisons, the United States educational system to Finland, and there's like policy statements in Finland about the importance of young kids being able to play, mm-hmm. and the importance of play as a pre-learning mechanism, mm-hmm.
before
getting into formal learning. So I don't know that just the earlier the better is necessarily right, but I think developmentally on time is probably the best thing.
Yeah.
The promise we make to our children. The idea that no matter who they are, what they look like, where they start, how much their parents earn, they can make it if they try. It's the essential promise of America, that where you start should not and will not determine how far you can go. And we're here today because it's never too early in a child's life to begin delivering on that promise.
And I'm convinced it's investing in high-quality early childhood education in preschool. On average, the average child from a low-income family starts kindergarten when they're 5 years old in September. They start school 12 to 14 months behind their peers in language development and pre-reading skills. That is morally and educationally unacceptable.
Disadvantaged children can be, more expensive to educate. They, their parents may not have, for instance, been able to afford high-quality preschool programs for them, so they may start school a little bit behind.
Yeah. So I'm sorry to say I don't believe that it does. As a matter of fact, I know that historically there have been a couple of lawsuits by districts saying that, for example, the way that districts are funded doesn't allow for that to be equal. There are districts that are able to tap into tax bases that allow them to generate funds in a manner that isn't equal to like suburban districts to rural districts and things like that. And then frankly, I also believe that the makeup of a community can create a school system that provides opportunities in one place that it doesn't provide in other places. We have dozens of AP courses that we can offer here that I know that some of a student like you in a rural district may not have access to just because they aren't as big or they don't have the same resources that we do.
Fewer than 1 in 10 of low-income children eventually graduate from college. Less than 1 in 10, 9%. Compare that to more than half of our high-income students walking across the stage with a diploma.
The Elementary and Secondary Education Act of 1965 required that services provided in Title I schools from states and local funds be at least comparable to those provided in non-Title I schools.
That's right. That gets to the issue of Title I being is supposed to be a plus. It's not supposed to replace state and local dollars
so
for
above
these
and
schools.
Beyond.
Above and beyond, exactly.